My cat's talking to me. What do you have to say, Mo? Yeah, fine. There he goes. He's heading out the door, and he's gone. That's his cat door. Hey, Science. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in the stream, boys. I guess, I don't know. A little disheveled today. But I'm sure looking forward to a nice long show. We'll tell you about it in a second. First of all, welcome everyone. Trickle in. I just got started. Looking forward to. It's going to be kind of an extensive, a lot of content heavy stream. Okay, I'm probably going to switch out this guitar because I played this guitar a couple of times already. And so I'm going to switch it out for the one that's hanging on the wall behind me, I think. During the break, will be a guitar stream later today. Let's just talk about the whole, well, I like to lay out my little table contents, at least what the plan is. Because, a lot of it aren't planned. Some of it is planned. Some of it's not planned. I think I got even a plan for the flight sim stuff today. Just some ideas I have in my head. I don't come up with something better. All right, so the first half of the stream is going to be 3 halves. The first half of the stream, oh gosh, we got ahead of ourselves. First, I got to mention the real star of the show, which is this gigantic glass of Diet Coke. It's normal size. Oh my goodness, freshly poured out of the homie soda can there. Oh, it's good too. It hits hard today. I got the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller fully charged up and there, ready to go. You got the light on there. There'll be some Microsoft Flight Simulator playing for, gosh, playing, whatever, simulating for at least an hour. Maybe an hour, roughly an hour. That's my typical attention span for that kind of thing. Big brain games today. Maybe even a new game to play today. Ooh. But we'll still play 2 Quirtles, Tightrope Trivia Quiz, 2 Octurnals, and maybe this new game that they have there on the thing that I played a couple times. This would be the first time I played, but I've only played like 3 times before. It's called Revealer, and we'll get to that. There'll be the brain games. Then we'll take the break. I'll run my little intro show, my introduction, my mid-roll, as I like to call it there. After the break, I'm going to play guitar again. I'll rip out my guitar. We're going to sing some songs. I'm going to play the guitar, just to keep playing it. I like to do that. It's the musical segment. We'll switch to the musical category for that. But today we're also going to, it's why it's going to be a long stream, so just buckle in there. I started making this is the Lego, the Super Mario Brothers Piranha plant. Let me just show you the picture because that doesn't. All we built is the base and the stem, but we're going to be building the rest of it today. There's 3 more bags to build up, so that'll probably take a good solid hour. So I expect to be sitting here for maybe 3 hours. Not sitting here just doing stuff. I might have to take a couple breaks here and there. Especially with the Lego, it's 3 bags, and I got to take a little break, between each of the bags. But I'm really excited to finish that Lego build. It's a really cool looking one, the Piranha Plant. It's based on Super Mario Brothers, but to me it has a real Little Shop of Horrors vibe to it for some reason. That may not be coincidental. I don't know. All right, got Diet Coke. All right, so what are we going to do? Hey, yes. I don't know if you guys all heard the news because I just put it up on Twitter, but I bought a new plane because I'm that kind of, I don't know. I guess I can't have enough planes. I don't know what my problem is. Hey, it was on sale. Oh, by the way, speaking of, all right, is any cool planes on sale? Let's find out if any cool planes are on sale. Let's see. The Glowmaster. Okay, so no, that's not my bag. This one here, the F-33A. No, it's also not my bag. 408 Sky Courier. That's not really my bag. All right, look. The King Air C90. It's only $15. Oh, available to rent too. They have this new system in 2024. Where you can rent a plane for a day, like 24 hours, decide if you like it, and then if you want to buy it, you get the rental price off the price of the thingy. But you only so it's really like, why would you want to rent a plane if you only get it for 24 hours? It's because you might rent a plane and decide it sucks, and it makes it easier than having to get your money back. Although, anyway, trying to or complaining about it and I don't know. We'll have to see if that works. I might try renting a plane, but it's really a rent to buy scheme. I would never just rent a plane for 24 hours and go, oh, well, that was fun. I don't want to play that. Learjet 35, $30 from marked down from 40 still. You got to come down. You got to come down more for me to make a impulse purchase. All right. Let's move along. All right. So what about the new plane that I just bought? I do spend on. Yeah, no, this is, it gives me content. And as I say, I'm not spending money on heroin. I mean, I'm not saying money on frivolous things, I guess. I could be spending money on heroin. Okay. So this plane is called a Bugatti. It's called the Bugatti 110P. Let's see if I can see here. If we go to configure, it'll show it. This plane was designed by Ettore Bugatti, the guy who designed the race cars and the other very fancy planes. This was designed in the early 30s. Let's get a normal looking black Red Wing. But it's a very unusual, one of a kind aircraft design. I was reading about it in the store. Let me go to the store just so you can see the. No, that's not what I. What is this, by the way? Marketplace from there. Yeah, you can't. Unfortunately, you can't do what I really want to do, which is from here actually go to the store page for that item. Right? Yeah. But it's easy enough to get to the storage page. Just so you can see it real quick. Go here, marketplace. Just go to the store page for it. Oh, come on. Typed a weird letter. Got T. Yeah, it's this one here. Okay, it's the store page, so it tells you about it. Ettore Bugatti started working in 1938. Okay, late 30s. He's at a racer to compete. Blah, blah, blah. Talk about his chief engineer, who he worked before. Everything is faithfully reproduced, normal and emergency pneumatic circuits, tank or canopy jettison, all automatic systems. It's a twin-engine, single-seat, high-performance racing monoplane developed in late. Okay, so it's got two engines, which are located in the sides of the person. Let me just kind of show you here in this areas in the back, and then there's these. It has axles or shafts that power two independent propellers in reverse directions, which is for the time, so you don't get any torque steer. You can kind of see. We'll see if we can do this. Oh yeah, this plane is famous for being so powerful to weight to ratio that it could do a tail stand. We'll have to see. I don't know if this plane can actually do a tail stand in real life or in the game. We'll see. I don't know. It's a pretty cool plane. All right. And have I ever cold started it? No. But there's actually something else I want to do today, like in the flight. So one thing I want to do is check out this new plane. We're going to start it up. We're going to fly around. It's from the 1930s. It's pretty cool. Our first flight. I bought it yesterday. I just don't know much about it. So we'll be learning together. But there was sometimes I like to do accident reproduction. Flight accident recreations in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I want to say for fun, but more as as content. Let me just put it that way. There was recently a flight that crashed. It was Tuesday. Today's Friday. In San Diego, when approaching Montgomery Gibbs International. It was a Cessna 550. But this is what I want to check. I want to see, and I went online and I saw Blanco Lirio's. How you doing, Sam? He already has a little bit about this crash, which was just on Monday. A small jet, a Lear, or a Cessna or a Citation, was coming in at 3:30 in the morning in fog and crashed short of the runway. We kind of already know what happens. Everyone died. 12 houses caught on fire. Fortunately, apparently nobody in the houses was injured, which is pretty. I guess those houses are built pretty well. I'll show you where that is. I actually want to see what is the closest plane we have to a Citation 550, because I think, which is a 1983 era Citation. Maybe we'll do this first. I'm just really interested to see how easy or hard this is going to be. I should have probably rehearsed this, but that's the nature of live content. We just see how it goes. I know I've got, at least in 2020, right? I've got the Cessna. I wonder if I have to load it in. The Citation, which is a twin engine business jet. It's here we go. The CJ4 or the Citation Longitude. The CJ4 is a little bit bigger, I believe, than the 550, but it is real close. So this would be the plane that would be the closest that we have. That was the plane that went down in San Diego last week. What's our livery choices here? Default or default? Still looks pretty cool. And where it was Montgomery Gibbs, which is I'm very familiar with because I'm familiar with all of the local airports. This is Montgomery Gibbs right here. What we're gonna do is we probably should take off from somewhere to the east of it and then fly in. Wonder if there's a decently long runway out here. What happened was it was coming in, this flight was coming in after flying all the way across the country, a long flight on a small business jet. They arrived at 4 in the morning. There's a lot of details in Blanco Liria's description of what happened. And he just put this up yesterday. Yeah. I know what airport it was. It was this airport. And I know the approach, the runway. It was runway 28. It was runway 28R, I think. The long 28R. So what we're going to do is we'll do a departure, and then I'm going to show you what I think happened during the day, and then we're going to switch to a nighttime flight and see if I can acquire the VOR. In other words, for this nighttime flight, it's foggy and at 4 in the morning. There's nothing out the windows you can see. So anyway, what apparently happened was there was, as usual, a couple of mistakes. This plane should not have been flying this approach at this time of night. During the day, it's not a problem, but you'll see it's during the nighttime, it's not super safe, and we're going to find out why exactly. This is our Citation, which is our stand-in for the 550, which is the 1980s. This is a more 2000s era jet, so it's a newer, but I think a similar size airframe. So it would have a lot more advanced avionics. It's still a nice basic jet, very easy to fly, nothing major wrong. Okay, we got flaps and trim are set already, and back that direction is the direction is the approach. For the takeoff, we're going to be taking off kind of the same way we would be landing, so the opposite part. Anyway, so you build up thrust. Go ahead and build up thrust. Remove the parking brake. Let's leave it in from here. We're going to be hanging out in the cockpit quite a bit. I don't know. Check it out from the outside here. This is what our beautiful plane looks like today. All right, 100. I'm going to veer off the runway. About 100 knots to get up. We can bring flaps and gear up using my little controls there. They're coming up. Take a while, but they are coming in. Gear up, flaps up. Oop. Okay. We can start bringing power down so we don't overspeed here. Trim. All right. Oop. Frequency change approved. All right. So this is the there is Montgomery Gibbs is where the accident took place. On approach from the other direction, so we're going to circle around and do an approach. Looks like a nice day, and we're not really going to do a lot of radio contact. A beautiful day, as it were, a little cloudy in the San Diego area. As always, I like to fly San Diego because it's one of the places I travel basically once a year for TwitchCon these days. So I know the area pretty well, and I've certainly flown out of all the major airports. There's two major military ones. There's the naval There's a naval air station, and then the one on the thing, and of course San Diego International, which is right downtown. And then there's a couple of others. There's Montgomery Gibbs, which is there. Up there, excuse me. Oh, no, that's Miramar is there. Montgomery Gibbs is back that way. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Okay, so I just want to see on the EFB, on our flight planner here. We're going to go take a look here. Okay, so that's... That's Miramar there. This one here is Montgomery Gibbs, right? Okay. Executive. So Montgomery Gibbs Executive is the one it's right there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly to the east. And kind of... you'll be able to kind of see what my plan is, but basically to fly to the east. And we're going to look at it specifically are these kind of a slightly hilly area located just to the east of this airport, which would kind of be on the approach. The approach vector. Look, try not to have my trim up. I'm watching my flying and I'm getting a little too much. Should be at 0 trim at this point. That's fine. All right, here we go. I'm going to leave the clouds up as are, but I do want to be able to see the runway. Okay, we just a little bit of pause. All right, because I want to be able to see the ground terrain pretty well. Again, this is terrain that we can see during the day today. Yeah, I'm gonna change the weather here to be clear. It's just it's so as opposed to we're gonna be messing with the weather here. I'm gonna make it a few clouds. Let's make it scattered. Let's make it clear. All right. These, get this out of the way, because I want to see what's up. These hills here. This is where you're going to be flying a little on the low over for your approach. Here, right here. Now, these, I believe, these are the houses that were crashed. Well, actually, I don't think it was there. I'll show you where I think the actual accident location was. But the difference is going to be, it was 3:45 in the morning and it was foggy. So this is that would be what you call an instrument landing. But you can see the reason why they don't want you to land in this direction is because the approach takes you kind of low over these hills. And right here, I believe, are power lines that were hit. Right here, as it flew too low. We're at about 1,500 feet. According to the accident report, the early accident report, the plane was, I think it's a little further up, was at about 1,000 feet, which is below what the VOR would have, what the approach vector would have been, somewhere around here maybe. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think it's a little closer. Okay, because I want to be on the approach vector. The airport is there. Okay, there we go. It's these hills right here, I think, right behind this this golf course. Because you can kind of see these hills, the terrain comes up. If you approach from the other direction, it's perfectly flat. If you approach from this direction, there's terrain. Okay, here's the problem right here. Let me just show you guys. What happened was, I'm at 1,000 feet. Now, you can barely tell, but we're going to jump out of the plane. I'll show you a little bit more in detail. That's the runway. The plane would be a little further this direction, but see what's going on here at the top of this ridge? Power lines. Power lines are an extremely dangerous aviation hazard when they're located on an approach to a runway. And by an approach to a runway, you can see the runway is right there, and these power lines are right here. They're really, if the plane is going a little bit too low, it could hit them. And apparently that's what happened, because the plane was flying below the VOR, and you're not at night. You don't see any of this terrain. You don't see any. I'll show you that. I think that what happened was then the plane went up, hit the lines. The plane went up, and then I think it crashed. No, I think a little before. Yeah, it was back there. It was right before that. We're not going to land here, but the approach was to this runway here. it's 28R, excuse me, which is, it's a decent enough long runway, but it's still, this is a executive airport. All right, let's try this again. What I want to do is see if I can figure out how to communicate with the VOR. We're gonna head east. We're gonna head east and turn the autopilot on. In other words, the approach vector, the automated approach vector system, which basically means you can fly the plane like a video game. Where you're keeping you fly the plane just to keep this little your crosshairs in the center of a screen. You can't see anything outside. And by the way, you see there's kind of a realistic, on my EFB here, there's kind of a realistic group of a lot of traffic coming into to Montgomery. It's a pretty busy airport. This was at 3:45. The tower was closed. There was nobody there. You can land there, but you're kind of on your own. You don't get live weather reporting. And again, the kind of the terrain, I believe, that caused the problem was right here. It doesn't look like much, but I think, or it's around here. Right. Here is where I believe the wires were, right up here on this ridge, I think. Right, and this is is that yeah, okay, that's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much lined up right here. So right around, I want to continue west. What I want to do is see if we can figure out what that VOR is. Let's see, we click here. Does it give us the information? Position, elevation, yeah, frequencies. Is it approach I need to set? Or ATIS?
Montgomery Airport Information Whiskey 1800 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 9er. Sky condition clear.
All right. Let's see. Is it going to show an approach vector now? I don't think so. Hold on a second here. I think I can turn that off, right?
VFR aircraft in direction of flight. All aircraft read back, hold short instructions.
We want to approach. Trying to see if I can figure out how to set the vector. But in other words, there would be something in here. Oh, it should. I think we may have to set up flight plan because it's not showing. Yeah, I don't think I know how to do this. Let me just basically say, look. Where's the runway? Let's acquire the runway. Or at least kind of point towards the runway. All right. Yeah, without being able, I have to figure out how to set the, that's Montgomery right ahead. But we'd have to come around this little hump here. Right? Yeah. Well, inside here. Wait, are these things working here? Oh, they do. Cool. All right, and let's see. I'm going to set this here. So the realistic weather that I'm going to set as soon as I kind of get the approach set here. There's Montgomery get jibs. How it was actually looking to the pilots. Again, if they wanted to do everything legal and the right way, they would have made a U-turn. They would have passed the airport, made a U-turn, and approached from the other direction. And then they'd be all alive because it's a much easier approach. But basically, yeah. Okay, so I can turn this to, it's probably going to be overcast. No, what do we got? Yeah, high level notes, no. It's interesting. I guess it's kind of hard to set, but basically the time of day would have been about 4 in the morning. So I guess from the point of view of the sim, hold on a second, let me get out of this thing here. There's plenty to see. Okay, we gotta, except that it would have been foggy. So, the visibility would have been low. I'm not actually sure how to set the visibility. I'm not sure it would be, there would have been that many lights available. There's got to be a way to do it. Okay, that's the. We have to like maybe just run around again, do a little more setting here. But no, to do this right, I have to both set it to be basically pitch dark out, like through here where you can't see anything, which is actually, you're trained to be able to, as a pilot, to be able to, if you're flying a plane like this, to be able to land it in VOR. But that's purely, you're going to be looking at this thing, and it has to have a flight plan, and you have to have your VOR set, or your whatever it is, your ground radar set. And that will tell you both how high it is, but how high you need to be. Hold on a second here. Where is my radar? Turn this on. Month, day, live weather. Oh yeah, turn off live weather. All right, so I can set my clouds if I want manually. So I can set clouds, and I can set them with a very low deck. Set the deck, right? I think there's a way to set the clouds. Right. And then make them very dense. Like that. And then from here, now you're getting kind of the view that they would have had. I got to figure out how to do this correctly. But hey, Rory, how you doing? Basically, yeah, at this point, you can kind of see the ground, but not very well. Which way to my airport that I want to try landing at? Anyway, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting try. Let's see. Center craft. Okay, we are coming up on a decent lineup here. But again, we can see a point of view there, but that's because we're in a simulation. And the other thing to do would be to turn those off. And then you don't see anything until kind of the last second. And the approach speed of this plane should be about 140 knots. So again, you don't see anything from here. You'd have a VOR. I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of using our map and kind of my knowledge. But let's say, okay, 148, 145. That looks pretty good. Flaps are partial. How are we doing here? Pretty good. Anyway, if I were on the VOR, I'd be okay. But again, right over here, this ridge here is where where instead of being at about 1,200 feet, where we are right now, they were at about 1,000 feet. And apparently that's enough. We can just barely see that you're effectively passing a ridge for them to hit some power lines. And after they did, there was no recovery. Apparently the plane went up, and then I'm trying to do some little reenactment of this accident. I think it was right around here that they crashed. I'm flying a little low just to make a point. You still can't see the runway, but it's there. We're going to see in a second. Right, where is it? It's around here somewhere. Oh, it's that way. I messed up. We're fine. At the very last second, you see a runway. That's fine. 126, give me a little more gas. We're fine. This is where we took off from, but under very different weather conditions. welcome back to San Diego, where we took off from. Oops. You can start to see what it looks like. It was definitely choppy when we hit the ground. Wait, did I run off the runway already? Do I have reversers? Oh, jeez. I thought that was a good landing. I couldn't even tell. All right, let's move along. I'm going to do so. Actually, before we do that, hold on a second here. I want to switch back to the regular weather. I got to figure out how these custom user preset things work. Now that I've kind of figured that out. Okay, live weather, real time. All right. Because I still want to fly around a bunch more. We got a new plane. We're not gonna fly around San Diego. I just want to check that. This is going to be hopefully as interesting or more interesting. First of all, we'll fly someplace with the nicer weather. It's a Bugatti plane. It's it was on sale. But we're gonna. This will be my first time trying to cold start. It's called the Bugatti EB100P Red Wing. Where should we fly though? Where should we want to fly it around? I guess a Bugatti would be Italian, not necessarily Rome. We'll make it daytime. Maybe northern Italy, like Modena. That should be plenty, right? Okay. Cold start it, because why not? This is a little general aviation airport. Make it earlier in the day. First time. This is again. This was designed as a racing airplane, which was a thing back in the late 30s. By Bugatti, who is famous for building racing cars as well that were super gorgeous. I don't know where he operated out of. Let's check out this plane. I'm kind of interested to check it out. As I say, I think I bought it yesterday. I did fly it around just a tiny bit, but I figured I'd save the actual impressions of the plane to the live web stream for today. Hopefully, it will load up in some reasonable amount of time. It's a new plane, so it's got to stream it from the internet. Which reminds me, it's loading just fine. Okay, so we're in northern Italy. Oh, geez. That's a parking spot. We may have to move the plane. Actually, I think it'll move. It says Aero Club, though. I really like this dinky little airport that we are in. It's got the dandelions on the stuff. All right, let's shoot. All right, what is going on here? Why is my plane that's not supposed to be a parking spot? There's an error. All right. So what we're going to do is we move in here, and then we do the Shift Z, which allows me to slew the plane. Is it like tow the plane? Let me just put it that way to where I want it. I have now placed it where I want it. All right, Shift Z to untow the plane. There we go. So you get a point. It's very, very sleek. This is, I don't know, that might be the pilot, Elliot Wassenin, might be a racing pilot. All right, so you see on the front, it looks like a four-bladed propeller, but it's really two-bladed propellers that are counter-rotating. One engine's on one side powers one, and one engine on the other side powers the other, and you can kind of see the bulges on the side are where the engines are. It's not in the front. So there's these tubes that pass the torque to the front of the planes. What else do we got? We got, I don't know. Let's see if we can figure out how to start it up, because I do not know if we can't. Wait, I'm just taking all the views here. Hopefully there's an on button somewhere. Okay, does this work here? This is the throttle. If I do this, yes, the throttle works there. I think this is brakes, so we'll leave those off. Throttle. I don't think that does anything. Let's see. If there's anything here we need to turn on. That's gear. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and it's got these great, like you can see that the wires, the cables that lead to the back control surfaces, and it's got a really interesting kind of control system there. It's cool. All right, let's see if we can figure out where the master on switch is. Let's see, oil radiator, lights. I'm not sure it needs an on switch. Some of these experimental planes just do not have an on switch, although there it says battery there. What's the hand pump for? Get op. Okay, so if I do that, do we have any power? No, I don't have any power yet. Okay, parking brake. Actually, parking brake on. I'm sure there's a master power button somewhere around here. Maybe there's even a oh, what's back here? Battery. Okay. Radio. Haven't checked any of this area out. What's this back here? Radio off. Radio on. All right. Cool. It's probably there's a little checklist here which we can mess with. Tanks. That's fuel. All right. We should be able to start the engine now. All right. Nope. How do you do it this way? Uh-oh, I might not be able to get the engine. Figure out how to get the starter for engine 2 on. This button's real wonky. Starter engine 2. Hello? Hopefully that means it started up. I don't know. Alright, do we have both engines going? Okay, you'll know you have both engines going because you'll see both propellers going. And it's kind of hard to see, but they are counter-rotating. And one engine is going one direction, the other engine is going the other direction. Yeah, both engines are started. Nice. Oh, by the way, I want to check something out here. Okay, I think there are these. Okay, these are the air brakes. Those there, air spoilers. Okay. Going back in. Thank you. Close those up. Perfect. The flaps. The flaps look like back. So when you use the flaps and the air spoilers out, it kind of looks like that, which is pretty wild. But then you can also just have flaps. I'm just checking out how everything works here. All right, how do we close the canopy? I think we have to do it up here. Canopy closed. That sounds good. All right, let's request taking off and flying around. We're in this really cool Italian. They only made a few of these. And we're flying around northern Italy. Let's check out what there is to see. Oop. We're moving. We're moving. This is what it looks like from here. That's the left side view. That's the right side view. Ah, we're going too fast too. Oh, slow down. Whoa. That's a lot of power. Okay, way less power. All right, it wants us to go all the way down to the end of the runway and turn around. That's fine. Let's do that. But again, there's some interesting things you can do in this plane because apparently a very powerful engine. These are 8-cylinder Bugatti engines that were adapted from the Bugatti racing cars. Apparently, 8-cylinder single, not V8s, but single inline eights, which was a really common design back then. Yeah, okay, we're gonna turn around up here. It's a really cool. We got a lot of really cool paint jobs here. So we'll try them out. But this one's one of them. But I think it came with like 10 paint jobs. All right, well we got it started up. Okay. When you hit the brakes, it also opens the air brakes automatically. I'm not doing that, but I have a separate lever, right? Why does it do that? Okay, interesting. I think that's just a plane feature. That's fine. All right, we're gonna turn around here. We're gonna turn around like we're going here. Hit the brakes. Make a turn. Make a turn. Announce takeoff. Remain in pattern. Part straight out. Whoa! We're overturned. Flaps to half. Yep. A little bit of positive trim. All right, let's take off. This is what it looks like from here. We're going to give it full power to the forwards. You can see power in those Jaeger meters comes up. RPM, actually that's RPM. Whoa. It kind of wants to dip right away. It's a racing plane. Comes right off the ground. Here's the gears, how the gear pop in. You can see that. Simple, classic gear system. But one of the great things is, yeah, because the counter-rotating propellers, it doesn't torque off the, no torque steer off the, to really, I mean, a little bit. All right, so there's the, something polyclinic of Modena, like a hospital, Modena, I'm not sure how to say it, Modena or Modena. All these little things are HR helicopter landing pads, but they're almost always associated with hospitals. Not always. We'll stay nice and low. All right. Oh, yeah. We got to reduce some power here. Wow, less power. Less power needed. What is that over here, though? Duomo di Modena. Duomo. I like the sound of... Let's check out the Duomo. I'm guessing it's a dome. But this looks like the, in fact, city center. You can kind of see this hub and spoke center system that these European cities like to have. All right, we don't do this up anymore. We can pause time. We can check out what's going on. Yeah, you can kind of see all the roads lead to this part of the city. And it says Duomo. I was expecting a dome. I don't see no dome. That is a weird-ass bug. It's got, oh jeez. I mean, is it supposed to sound weird from different directions? Because it doesn't from there. It must. That's. I don't know. It's definitely because of the that power scheme of those counter rotating propellers. But it's a bug. Is it a spaceship? No, this is a real plane. That was designed in 1938 by Bugatti of car racing fame and fancy cars. As a racing plane, I'm not sure whether there was a racing class. I just had to get it because it's one of, it ticks my boxes of being kind of very different, very unusual, a real plane, not something that was made up. We are flying around Italy in an Italian-built plane, designed and built plane. Yeah, and I just got it yesterday. So you got gauges here. I think there's like a fuel management system here, but I haven't looked into it too much. Let's not try to crash. Let's try not to crash too much. One thing might be fun to do would be to see if this plane will go through the barn at my ranch. But by the way, did I remember to turn on the weather? Live weather. Okay, live weather is on. Real time is not on. It's nighttime there, so I made a little daytime flight. Well, I can tell I like it, but here's the one thing I want to do, and it's from the pictures. What we're going to do is we're going to increase the power to full. We're going to try to climb, and we're actually going to try to see if we can hang from the propellers, because that's a maneuver that this plane was famous for being able to do. So it's not just a good climber, it's that it can effectively stand on its tail for long periods of time. So it's already putting out the flaps automatically. I'm not sure why. So we should be able to just basically stay. Okay, we're still going up. This is what it looks like from here. I mean, basically you're looking straight up. But the power to weight ratio was supposed to be such that it could actually continue to climb for quite a ways in this perfectly vertical. Some planes can do it, but not especially back then. And the answer is, the question is why this plane could do it and others couldn't, is because it had two engines and two sets of propellers that were rotating in such a way which produces a lot of power. Yeah, we're like 15,000 feet, and we're basically going straight up. I can kind of correct that. So, I'm not sure how realistic this is, but yeah, basically, you're just you're looking right straight up into the sky, All right, let's actually fly the plane like an actual plane here. The other thing we could probably do, presumably, is according to this, the maximum airspeed in a very slick plane, 340 or 330. Let's just see. So let's watch no. I don't want flaps. See, it's automatically putting out those speed brakes, which is kind of what's going on here. Put that stuff away. Did I do that? I'm having trouble getting to maximum speed because it seems to be automatically putting out those speed brakes. There's some automated system that I have to turn off because I don't want it to be putting flaps and those out. And it keeps going again. I wonder what that is. Again, it says in the book there are automated systems, but that they can be defeated. I just don't know where that would be. Okay, now we're at 300. Let's increase to full power. All right, that's about that. Okay, that's V&E right there. So it's quite fast. But yeah, you don't want to be going faster on this. You'll tear the wings right off. But let's see, other things aerobatically. Let's see. Would I call it a fast looping plane? Let's see. What is a roll? Like, I would not call it a roll plane. It will roll, but not like a modern aerobatic plane. But again, it was not designed, I believe, as a aerobatic racing plane, just as a racing plane. In other words, it's hard to describe, but basically the air races were more about getting from point A to point B as fast as possible, but not necessarily flying in a circle over a track doing aerobatic events. That wasn't invented till more recently, like the 70s. But there was, point-to-point air racing. That was a thing. The interesting thing there is how these things are red. What are they? I think those are supposed to. Are those the exhaust? Also, they're staggered because the engines are staggered. One's kind of in front and one's kind of in the rear. It's interesting. If I turn the exhaust down, those cool off because those are the exhaust ports, right? Looks like they're glowing. No, they stay about the same. It's a really cool looking plane from this close distance here. All right, let's see how it lands. Where though? There's got to be a landing area right around here. Italy, please, thank you. Okay, all right, it's right there. It's right off to our left. Okay, so we're gonna come here. We're gonna pass it. We're gonna turn around. We're gonna come landing the other direction. Sounds like a plan. And before we do that, I am gonna adjust the fuel load. I mean, it's not that full, but it's got a fairly complex system of 6 tanks, 2 on the left and 4 on the right, which I don't understand. I think I'm gonna have to read the manual to figure that one out. Again, I just bought this plane. Oh, we need more power here. 131 stuff. Hold on. There we go. Get some speed going. All right, we're gonna land at this airport right here. So we're gonna follow the road. This is somewhere in northern Italy. Modena? I don't know. It looks like near the east coast of northern Italy, right? Maybe not, actually. So there's the Major Carlo Alberto Pizzardi Hospital. What's that over there? Stadio. Oh, stadium. All right, let's check it out. I just want to check out some of these points of interest. At least they fixed it so the points of interest are consistently available, I think. So yeah, in this part of the world, you can absolutely be sure that a stadium is going to be soccer or football. But I do think the performance is good in terms of the frame rates are being pretty good. I haven't really... I basically have my graphic settings the same place they were. Right? There's that. And then the landmark POI, Basilica de St. Why does it say landmark POI? I mean, basically just another church. Or is it a tower? It's a Torre, T-O-R-R-E. Let's check them out. We got time. So there's a basilica, which is a church. It's a little, I think a basilica is like a little smaller than a cathedral, or it's not laid out like a cathedral. But then we got this tower, which is the Torre here. I'm sorry about that sound effects. That's definitely a bug. But it's pretty cool. It's a big one. All right, get back on the plane. Definitely some sound effects issues. All right, let's land. Where's the airporto? The airporto is right here. All right. So now I do want to put the flaps down a little bit, get the gear down, get ready for landing, reduce power. My brakes and my flaps down to maximum. So you can kind of see how the back of that plane looks like a big sail, the back of the wing. I mean, that's true of any plane that has it's a racing plane, is you're going to need aerodynamic systems to slow you down for landing. Although most planes that need that are jets. This is a very fast plane. All right, we're still quite fast. We're still quite hot for landing, I think. I've never landed it before, so I don't know. So, all right, that's about where the max, that's about stall right there. Oh, that's not good. Why did it do that? Why did it do that? Don't do that. Wait, it lands kind of funny. I mean, it lands weird, as you noticed. It kind of wants to, I have to try that a few more times. Maybe we'll do a takeoff, we'll do a takeoff landing. How much time do we have? Yeah, we got a little time. I'm gonna try this again. We're just gonna take off from right here. It takes off quite easy, right? I mean, doesn't need a lot of runway, and we're running pretty light. I just want to see if I can do a better landing. Maybe we'll try this out, the approach from this direction here. Maybe it's a little easier. But yeah, that's why you buy a new plane, so I can practice it. They all are a little quirky and different, especially on landing. And I don't know, like, it says hand pump there. I'm not sure what that is. Like soap for you to clean your hands. I'm not sure what is that for. Rudder trim there. I don't think we need rudder trim, do we? But you see here on the left are the flaps and speed brakes, which are kind of an interesting place. So I can, like, if I open the flaps here, that's the mid position, and then I can control the position of the speed brakes in a kind of an analog fashion with my throttle there. It's a really interesting, it's definitely a unique control system. Okay, where's there? All right, right behind us, we're gonna make a turn. We're gonna come around here. We're gonna get ready to put the gear down. The gear's gonna pump itself down here. There it goes. Got a perfectly good line up here. Let's be 193. Gotta start to get those air brakes out there. Just about there. It's about 50% brakes right there. Perfect. I'm going to try it without full flaps and full brakes, just from here. Just a little bit less power. And also, let's try it from here. It might actually be easier from here. I've noticed, especially when after you land and it tends to want to veer or do funny things, it's because you need small control inputs right after landing. You can kind of get a better feeling from when you're inside. It does have those giant counter-rotating propellers right in front of your face, which, yeah, even in the real world can actually be quite a difficult issue to see through. A lot of single engine planes have that issue. It's a double engine, but still. Okay, a little less power here. You can see I'm coming down on the RPM. Got a reasonably good approach here. Engine's quieting down. It's hard to tell what your airspeed is. That airspeed indicator is quite prim. This is tiny. Yeah, that was too fast, I think. Rudder. A little better. Staying on the runway. A little better staying on the runway here. Brakes in, air brakes in, flaps up. Let's open the canopy. I like how the canopy has a sound and then it gets a lot louder when the canopy is open, realistically. And that is a really cool looking kind of, I mean, think about 1938, how futuristic that looked. Let's go up here. Gas, that's too much gas. If you don't slow down, it's hard to steer. Which again, planes are not necessarily designed to be easy to steer on the ground. I do like it. I'm hitting the ground brakes and the air brakes kind of pop out like that. That's the only plane I've ever seen that does that. I'm not sure I like it, but it may be very realistic. I don't know. Maybe how the system works, because it's not a bad idea. I mean, it's just a thing that other planes don't do. So I guess this is a pretty much an international airport, Modena. We'll get a shot of our new plane here. I'm going to turn it off if I can figure out how to turn it off. Maybe up against this plane here. Okay. Park and brake on. Park and brake's right up here, that thing right there. Brakes, those speed brakes off. Alright, so if I, okay, there's a battery master there, but if I would just shut off the engine, oh right, this thing here is multifunction. There's one ring to turn it, one ring to push it. I'm trying to figure out how this control works. Alright, both engines I believe are off now. Yeah. And you'll see them slowing down independently. So one slows down, that controls the back propeller, and then the other engine is the front propeller. Oh, it doesn't seem like it's off. Oh, now it is. There it is. Okay, it did shut off. There you go. And then it's a really interesting, unusual, one-of-a-kind design. And that's what I love about these flight simulator is the opportunity to fly these really unusual planes. I think I have seen pictures of it before, but it's very rare. Let's get a screen. I mean, it's such a photogenic plane. Let me see if I manage to do it from here. Wait, anywhere near where I want to be? No, I have to reset. That's fine. Oh, jeez, what's that about? Oh yeah, I can do some things here from here. Let's just click this like this. So I can turn the wheel chocks on. Let's see. Rearm. And there's some other stuff in here. There's some checklists. There's an emergency checklist. There's a fuel and center of gravity calculator. It's pretty wild. All right. But that put our chocks on. It's kind of cool. All right, let's get a screenshot here. And close enough. Is it though? I guess get a little more dramatic. That ATR in the background. There we go. Very good. All right. Well, that was some flying, but you know what? There'll be more flying tomorrow. I got to figure some stuff out. I mean, for well, anyway. I mean, like where I have to do some research on how to do stuff on Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just that kind of thing. You think I know everything after years, and there's just a few things I don't know how to do. Namely, how to set those approach vectors, those approach bores. But hey, we have a lot of streaming to do today, man. I'm gonna be going on for a long ass time today, and then even tomorrow more, and then the day after that more, and then the day after. You know, I just like streaming. I'm basically doing what I would be doing on a daily basis. And speaking of things that I like to do on a daily basis, let's get out of Flight Simulator here. Main menu. It'll be the big brain games. Let me get out of that. So that happens before the break. Very good. So I'm gonna switch to the just chatting category, just to be a stickler about what category I'm in. There's no big brain games category as far as I know. So bring this up here. This goes here. I click that there. We're gonna maximize my browser so I can switch to the big brain. So the big brain category. Let's see. Oop, that wasn't it. Here we go. The big brain games are two of these. These are Quartles. Well, this is the first one. Two of these. The 9-question timed tightrope trivia quiz, which I am a trivia master. I don't get everyone right every single time, but I do pretty darn good. Okay. 2 Octorals. And then today we might be doing a special thing down here. We'll see. Called the reveal. Whatever it's called. All right. So I've got my starting words for playing these 5-letter solve word. I already did the regular New York Times world, by the way. And I did get that in 4. I always try to get those in 4. All right, so we got 4 words. I got 5 letters here. I got 3 letters here. I got 4 letters here. I got 4 letters here. 5 letters here. And what else? And it can't be too many things. It could be caper, though. It really, once you got 5 letters usually, and you know what a starting letter is. All right, now this one here we got 4. This one we got 4. So let's see. This could be Twain. Twain. All right, it could have been Twain, but it's not. Let's see. Over here, what do we got? Let's see. Now we know where we already knew where the I is. There's an S and an R to place. Could it be Shire? Yeah, and it can't be too many other things. Let's hopefully guess that run right. All right, 2 more down. Okay, Twain wasn't helpful there, but now we know it's got to be await. Yeah, because of the position of the T. And then that tells us we're ending in T here. So what do we have? An I to place and an N to place. And the I can't go there. It could be giant. G-A-I-N-T. ST reaction when? It's cinema. It will blow your mind. Well, hey, look. I don't know what an ST reaction is. I know what a cinema is, and I like having my mind blown. You just got to give me a little more. I can't do too much, By the way, cheers. Oh, wait a minute. I got more in the can, too. Diet Coke. Plenty of Diet Coke left. Do I just have to look up ST reaction on YouTube? I'm not going to do it right now. Sorry. You know what I mean? I'm interested because you keep repeating it. All right, we're down. We got a few more. We're going to do the daily extreme. It's fewer guesses and trickier words, but it doesn't change my... it is a YouTube series. Okay, well, see, you've told me more than you told me previous time, so you know what I mean? So if it makes that much, crumb. Sorry, C-R-U-M-B. Damn it. C-R-U-M-B. These are my 3 starting words. I use them for all these 5-letter words games. Okay, this has got to be trice because there's 5 letters and those are the only things they can be. I'm not sure what a trice is. Well, if it's 2 hours long, I can't really watch it on stream, but I will check it out and maybe react to it. But, you have to tell me, I mean, did you give me enough information to even figure out what it is? Because I'm not sure. This could be C-R-O... Credo. I don't know what the fuck that word is. All right, let's move on. We have S-T-E. Could be like, can't be steed. There's no W. It could be sweet, S-W-E-E-T, right? Couldn't it? Okay, but it could also be sheet. That's all right. We get an extra guess. All right, we have 1 guess to guess this last word. I want to get it, all right? We know there's an M. We know there's an R. We know there's a W. So it could be mower, M-O-W-E-R, right? I mean, I just want to... Yeah, I like it. All right, look, 2 out of whatever down. So the next game I like to play is the tightrope trivia quiz. So here we go, tightrope. All right, I want to mention quickly, the tightrope trivia quiz is 9 trivia questions. They're timed, so I got to get them fast. It's not just you got to get them right. Of course, I like to get them right. But it turns out the answering the questions, you get 15 seconds. But if you can answer the questions within 2 or 3 seconds, it makes a huge difference to your score. But of course, and as they get harder during the week. So this is the second to the hardest, the third to the hardest, technically, I guess. All right, let's move on with the trivia. Plane's name for saints. Yeah, I know that. Aer Lingus. They didn't even name the airline. All right, let's move on. Blah, blah, blah. 18, the Beaufort scale is used to estimate what? Wind speed? Jeez. Maybe. Maybe. You never know. I don't make those kind of promises. After winning the game at the last second, Deborah felt probably euphoric, because that's a good feeling. The vocabulary ones are easy unless it's the spelling ones. I'm bad at spelling. Night to launch the women's girls just want to have fundamental rights, because that's get it, Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun. Ha ha ha. A piece of jewelry, so that gold is 18 karat, because 24 is 100%, or roughly, or 99.9%. A small dog breed is named for a state of Mexico, Chihuahua. You got to get these fast. If you know the answer, just look for it. The world leader spent 12 lives Mandela. History. You know what I mean? All right, got two more. Democratic animal, as it be called, it was the donkey. Yeah, he was the one. He was the one. That's when the donkey and the elephant became political symbols. Not really so much anymore. British general, it's Wellington, right? Beef Wellington is named after the British general. Okay, so we got all 9. We got them pretty freaking fast. Let's see if it'll give us our thing. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to trust me. It's not gonna show you the thing. High flyer, a tightrope boss, a walking encyclopedia, clever funambulist. Okay, trust me when I tell you, 2,380 points is enough for the highest rating on a specific game that you can get, which is clever funambulist. There's a bug where you can't see it too well, but I saw it. And I don't care. We're moving on. Oh, yeah. I want to see what happened to the other game, this new game. I think they took it off because it was called Revealing or Revelation or Revealed. All right. Let's try it. I'll check it out. I will look it out. I mean, if you're that interested, there must be some connection between me and whatever it is, right? Which I don't know, but don't spoil it for me. I promise you, I will take a look at it. It's just 2 hours of some something on YouTube. But no, since you've asked like 9 times, it's like not like I'm not going to do it. All right, let's move on. Okay, Revealed is a new game. It's a new brain game. I played it a couple of times. It's a daily puzzle game. It's pretty simple. It's not timed or anything, so I'll show you how it works. There are 78 episodes of 2-hour shows. Well, then I'm not going to watch it. All right, look. What happens is there's a place, and you can see at the top, it's something, 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 something. So it could be Kensington Gardens, except that wouldn't fit. The episodes are short. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This isn't time, so we can sit and talk about it. But basically, eventually, you'll see here, it's kind of like a Mad Libs things. They've redacted everything of interest that isn't a noun, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't get some things. Okay. This white one here is the name of what we're looking for. And if it's white here, it's a variation or the name of what we're looking for. So the blank, but if it's this, these are clues that we can see eventually, but we want to figure it out while revealing as few clues as possible. So let me just see if I get a feeling. It's a place. Okay, the blank is a blank of a blank, which in which more than 50 something and 20 something are said to have something. The blank, whose blank are not something that reaches approximately to the known as the estimates of the total blank. And there's more to it. This could be a hard one. Previous ones were like the Empire State Building. There was a clue. The one before that was, I guess the classic one is a Mona Lisa. Okay, we're going to have to, so you have to both choose which one of these you think is going to be helpful. I want to choose this one. So you hit reveal, is a blank of the North Atlantic Ocean. This could be a region. of the North Atlantic Ocean. off off something in which more than is a region. I think I already know what it is. More than 50 ships and 20 planes are said to have disappeared mysteriously. The area whose just trust me, you're not going to do as well as me on these things. You can guess as many times as you want, but you want to is a section of the northern, which more than 50 ships and 20 planes are said to have mysteriously disappeared. Which is what I just said, but remember, I hadn't seen that. The area whose boundaries are not universally agreed on has a triangular shape that reaches approximately blah, 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 blah. Estimates of the total. So basically, from that one clue, North Atlantic Ocean, I was able to figure out that they were talking about the Bermuda Triangle. Here's where the cool stuff is. I had one reveal and 0 hints. Other players typically required 4.5 reveals and 1.3 hints, and only 50% even eventually solved it. So basically, it's hard to describe. Okay, so this is the 4th puzzle I've solved. I've got 100% solve rate. My longest streak is 4. My current streak is 4 because this is the 4th in a row. I plan on doing this every day because it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. By the way, Science, did you just type in what am I talking about? If you're following along on the screen, you can see the screen. It's this game. So I think you figured it out. You get basically this redacted the graphics. So the graphics start off bad, but in 35 to 78 it gets really good. Well, I'll have to check it out. But anyway, the only clue I needed was North Atlantic Ocean. But if I hadn't figured it out from that, I would have been able to get more of these things, more of these important clues. The next one's going to be tomorrow. All right. So, let's see. We're going to go back to continuing the games. We got 2 more games. So that's called Revealed. We already did the tightrope trivia, but the last 2 games I like to do are Octordals, which are variations of the Wordle or the Quordles, where you solve 8 games at a time, 8 of the 5-letter games at a time. I don't know. It's just something I like to do. And plus it's, I can do it fast because of my 5 starting words. So basically we'll scroll through these. I got 4 here. I only got 3 there. I got all 5 here, but this one bothers me every time because there's a moral and a molar, and both of them will fit. So we can't guess one. It's 50-50. I don't like the S50. And we might get some other clues later. We got 4 here. We got 3 here. We got 4 here. We got 5 here. So let's just grab that because it's got to be blame. If it's only can be one thing, let's just grab it. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. We got all 5 here, right? No, we got 4 here. But remember, there's no other vowels. So if it only says a V and E, then there's only E's in it. And this could be Ember, EMBER. Not too many other things. All right, so now we have this one. When we have that, it could be a few things, but I like to guess gland because it could be gland, and if it doesn't, okay, well, still give us, as I mentioned, give us the G and the D that were important. So the G was important here. So now we know this is going to be gaunt. Nothing else it can be, which is good because sometimes if you don't have the G, it could be vaunt or haunt or taunt. And anyway, let's move on here. Okay, this can't be moral. It's got to be molar because now we know the R is at the end. So it couldn't be moral, right? That's why I wanted to wait. Now we've got B-O, remember, and we have a G and an N to place. But remember, no other, oh yeah, I got obviously bongo. No other vowels except for O's. This one here, okay. This one here is R-I-S-T. So it could be wrist, W-R-I-S-T, right? The S-T, hold on, S-T, sorry, T. Perfect. Now we have 2 left to solve. We have plenty of guesses. We'll do the harder ones after this. And that's the last of the brain games. There's lots of streaming to come. Man, we are barely even halfway through, I think, or not even close. I'll be streaming it for a long ass time. Then I'm going to start my big long weekend, which will have a lot more streaming in it, but at least I can sit and just basically do nothing. All right. Okay, let's get these last couple ones. There's a B, there's an A, and an O. And the B probably doesn't go before the R, so the B has to go here. So the B goes in position 2. Let's see. And the A, oh, we know where the A goes. So it's A B H O R. Abhor. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. All right, last one, number 5. Here's number 5. All right, so we know it's not gland because we already guessed it. But it's going to be, let's see, flank. FLANK. I bet you $100. It was. All right, we got one last brain game today. That's the hardest one. It's called the rescue because I don't get to use my 3 starting words. I got to go. It picks 4 crappy starting words for you. For example, we got lucky. All the vowels are in use, so the starting words, but no Y. So if there's a Y in any of these words, we don't know. But let's just see if we have any. This is interesting. We have all 5 letters here: S, T, E, R, and C. And it doesn't start with the S or the T or the R. So does that mean it has to start with the C? Yeah, okay, crest, CREST. All right, so we got that one. There's always one that's completely obvious and easy. Or 2, like, let's see, we got here. This is most likely, oh, wait, no, what could this be? It's T something E something T. And after the E, what could come? I'm looking at the various, okay, it could be THE. It could be theft, THEFT, right? Let's just find out. I'm pretty good at these things. Okay, and the F and the H are both important. All right, let's move on here. This one's interesting because we have a E to place an A and a C. So it's got to be react, right? REACT. Not anything else that could be. All right, we're moving along here. I do like that reveal game. I think we'll be definitely making part of the daily brain games. TOU, and there is a H in it. So really the only thing it could be is, well, it can't be touch because there's no C. It has to be tough. TOUGH. Oh, that's very good. We're doing well today in the rescue because each time I do a letter, I'm hoping it reveals some clue that we didn't have before. All right, so here we have an A, O, and G. Like it could be tango except there's no T in it, right? It could be O. It could start with O. But then O something NGA, OANGA. ANGO. Like Django, but I don't think that's a word. I just want to write it out here. If it wasn't a J, mango. We have M available. See, usually at these points, that helped though. I would have known, but it can only be mango. All right, let's see. But the M isn't used anywhere. That's all right. Okay, we have a word that starts with S, ends in E, has an O in it, but it doesn't follow there, and an R. Okay, so it could be spore. SPORE, right? Yeah. And let's see. It can't be anything else because we can't. There's nothing else that fits there. All right, moving along. Okay, we got 2 down. We got 3 guesses to go. Starts with an O. TO something, and that's all we really know about it. It could be, and it can't be TOOO. But there could be another O in there. Let's see. Let's see. What do I think it could be? Oh. Toddy. 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 Like a hot toddy. Yeah. You know, process of elimination. All right, we got one left to go. It's down here. All right, ends in an R, has an O in it, and the O has only two places it could be in, right? We have an F and a U as well. That's it. Okay. Okay, F, U, O, and R. Let's see. Furor. Furor, right? Most likely. All right, jeez. The brain games of May 23rd, 2025 have been successfully completed. I've won all of the games I've attempted. We got the highest score in the tightrope trivia. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but don't step to him. Look, I don't want to say I'm better you at tightrope or at trivia in general. What I want to say is that if you needed to win a trivia quiz at your local bar, you want me to be on your team and not, thank you, and not to be on the other people's teams, because I'll kick your ass. It's sort of a, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying you want me on your team because that way you'll win if it's a trivia quiz. I'm just saying. In that revealed game, I think I'm pretty good at it. I've already, every time I've won, and then I look and see how I did compared to the other people, who are playing the game, and I'm like, I pretty much, it should show what percentile you're in, you know what I mean? There's a bell curve for those kind of things. All right, let me take my break. I want to play guitar for you guys afterwards. I got to switch guitars out, so that'll take a minute or two, but not too long. And then, yeah, it's going to be Guitar Dave. And then after that, I got at least probably an hour of Lego build. So don't go anywhere. But, the show is, I don't want to say the show has just begun, but it got plenty to go. So we'll see after the mid-roll. Let's see, there it is. All right, the camera set up here a little bit. Let's take that up there. Do 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 do. Alright, I got a couple of problems here. That's too high. Hold on a second here. I'm getting a new chair. This chair sucks. Well, it's worn out. Over that way. Alright, now I'm tall enough. This chair is a completely generic, Chinese chair. The chair I'm getting is a Chinese chair, but it's a DX Racer. At least it has a brand name associated with it. All right, so it's within the music category. I got one of my guitars. This is one of my favorite guitars. I mean, this is a gorgeous guitar. If you like guitars that are good looking for some reason, like I do, as well as functional and amazing, they just don't get nicer than this. It's got the crushed abalone binding. Crushed abalone inlays for your markers there. It's got your EMG pickups. It's got the Floyd Rose, double locking system with the locking nut at the top. It's just a deluxe. Oh, and check the headstock is gorgeous. Everything. I mean, this guitar looks good in pictures. It looks okay in the video. In real life, you're just like, oh my god. And the thing is, it's not just art; it's playable art. It's what I like about guitars. They're like both beautiful, and then they're functional. You can make music out of them. Warm up a little bit. Oh, whoa, just in time for cheap viewers. First time chat, but this usually it says Band Evader, All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Unhappy anniversary. 1 year since we met. 10 years since we lived. Walk and talk and get around. Stand up, lie down and sing. Eat and drink and smoke and sleep. With a little bit. Unhappy anniversary. 1 year since we split. Unhappy anniversary. 10 years since we met. There's no need to remind me, no way I could forget. We fell in love, then we fell out. Both times there was no net. Unhappy anniversary. It's 10 years since we met. Unhappy anniversary. I cannot count the days, the nights that I have thought of you since we went separate ways. I tell my mind to forget you, but my heart it disobeys. Unhappy anniversary. I cannot count the days. Unhappy anniversary. It's 1 year since we split. I walk and talk and get around. Stand up, lie down and sit. I eat and drink and smoke and sleep. Live a little bit. Unhappy anniversary. It's 1 year since we split. reminds me to turn on my reverb. I'm gonna sing. All right, there's a song I want to do. I don't know. I just got it in my head that I should be able to do as a karaoke song that I've never done before, but none of that makes any sense. So let's try it anyway. So not Man on the Moon. Don't even think of playing Man on the Moon here. It is I'm going to dedicate this to. Hopefully I don't even know if there's a karaoke version of this. Let's find out. Karaoke. Sister Gold Hair. Oh, looks like there might be. Somebody search for it. Oh, there's even a verse version. Let me see if it's in the right key. Okay, hold on. All right, you're not seeing the right screen here. I know. I'm aware. Hold on. All right. I've never played this song before as a karaoke song, but I'm dedicating it to Milo because she's got golden hair. All right. And I don't think it's in my range, but this is a song called Sister Golden Hair. It's by America. It's one of my favorite old bands. You know, been through the desert on a horse with no name. I don't even know if I'm going to play this song. We'll see if we can figure it out. That can't be that hard, can it? Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday and I got myself undressed. I ain't ready for the altar, but I do agree there's times when a woman sure can be a friend of mine. Well, I keep on thinking about you, just a golden hair surprise. And I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one more correspondent. I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Will you meet me in the middle? Will you meet me in the air? Will you love me? I don't mind saying it, I just can't make it. Well, I keep on thinking about you, Sister Golden Hair Surprise. And I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one more correspondent. I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Will you meet me in the middle? Will you meet me in the air? Will you love me? Saying it, I just can't make it. Just a golden hair surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I did what was wrong that I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean it ain't been on my mind. What if I could do Ventura Highway? I mean, I don't think I know that. Is it the man a capo? Chewing on a piece of grass, walking down the road. Tell me how long you're gonna stay here, Joe. Some people say this town don't look good in snow. You don't care, I know. Ventura Highway in the sunshine, where the days are longer, the nights are stronger, big moonshine. You're gonna go, I know. Cause the free wind is blowing through your hair, and the days surround your day right there. Season crying no despair, alligator lizard in the air. In the air. That's the highest part I can play. And I'm also waiting for the early train. Sorry, boy, I've been in my purple rain. Oh, come on, Joe, you can always change your name. Thanks a lot, son, just the same. Ventura Highway in the sunshine, where the days are longer, the nights are stronger than moonshine. You really need the backing vocals. You're gonna go. What if there's a version that has backing vocals? I don't like it. Let's do kind of the ones I like to do. Oh, for sure. Bigger than you and not me. Lanes that I will go to, distance
Act of the century. Consider this slip brought me to my knees. What if all these fantasies come flailing around? Now I said too much. Thought that I heard you laughing. Thought that I heard you sing. I think I thought I saw you try. That was just a dream. That was just a dream. That's me at the spotlight, using my religion, trying to keep up with you. And I don't know if I can do it. Oh no, I've said too much. Haven't said enough. Thought that I heard you laughing. Thought that I heard you sing. I think I thought I saw you cry. That was just a dream. Try, 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 try. That was just a dream. Just a dream. Just a dream.
Oh man, that was fun. I'm gonna do some more of these. No, we're gonna skip strange currencies. What do I want to do next? Oh, they're all good. These all look fun. Oh yeah, I guess.
Sinking.
Table 3. Let's start up a little bit here.
Kiss me out of bearded barley, guide me beside green, green grass. Swing, swing, swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes, I will wear that dress. So kiss me, beneath the milky twilight, lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance till the moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me, have my broken treehouse, swinging me upon its hanging tire. Ring, ring, bring your flowered hat. We'll take the trail marked on your father's map. Oh, kiss me, beneath the milky twilight, lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance till the moon's sparkling. So kiss me.
my voice is not as bad as it often is. I mean, for a couple more songs, then it's gonna be dead.
Today gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do. Don't you know? Backbeat, the word is on the street, but the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had it down. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today, it's gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there are winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. And maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. After all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me.
It's all good. One.
My mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my You best walk her away and watch it shining. Watch her watch the morning come. Silver tear appearing now. I'm crying. Ain't I? Going to Carolina in my mind. Don't go down in no one's mind. That love's the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. Hey babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying. Ain't I? On to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm on to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Need it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind. Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent late last night. I think I might have heard that highway calling. Decent light and dogs to bite. Signs that might be omens. Say I'm going. I'm going to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me. Still I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me if I'm up and on to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm on to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Need it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind. Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. And I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Going to Carolina in my mind. I'm gone. Say nice things about me. I'm gone south. You got to carry on without me. I'm gone. It's a fade out. Anyway, I like the backgrounds. They didn't quite finish it. What do we got here? We haven't done this one yet, so we're doing it. Cable 3. There she goes. There she goes again. Racing through my brain. And I just can't contain this feeling.
Silicon Valley, I love that show. I mean, it's been a while since it's been on, but I miss that show a lot. It's all like all the stars of it too. One thing, I can't remember the name of the guy. I can't remember the main guy who played the guy who was starting up the company. I can't remember the actor's name, but he was like after he finished the Silicon Valley, believe it or not, he was live streaming for a while. He was doing like a pretty elaborate show, like 2 or 3 times. And like as soon as I found out he was streaming, I was like, I'm following him. Like I totaled like maybe 5 shows. I got sick of it. It's you know what I mean? It's hard for a performer to do a live show like this because their standards are very high. Their expectation level. They want to do something that's basically like a show at the level of a Silicon Valley. Yeah, Thomas Middleditch. He was streaming. I saw him stream quite a few times. Well, probably most of the times he streamed because and he was really trying to do a really interesting, edgy, sharp, funny show every single time. Because he's that kind of guy. He's really funny. But you can't maintain that without a team of writers. I want to do this one, and I want to do Painted Black. We're gonna do Painted Black. I'll be the last song. Got a lot more streaming to do. All right, one more song I want to sing, which is Paint It Black. It's just a fun song to do. Not this one. We already did this one. Actually, we did this one. Paint It Black, please. Paint It Black. Thank you. Paint black. Yeah. It's also not too far out of my range. Capo 2, like to put this one. That's the correct place.
Go turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to me. I see a light of cause and they're all rooted.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the verb has gone off. That means I'm not singing anymore. What was it? Oh, that was fun. Hey, not stop the stream. Not even close. Well, a lot of streaming to do, man. We're just getting started. I wouldn't put it that far, but we got a lot of streaming to go for the next part of the stream. Let me get this out here. Face cam only. Get rid of this chair. Don't move this over here. That's fine over here. Gonna go back to here. Gonna go into the Lego. I'm really excited about finishing this particular piece of Lego. Let me get into the correct category there. Where we are. Lego and brick building. I got my stream, my iPad here. I'm gonna need it because I'm gonna be moving my camera. Sitting on the floor, turning all the lights on, and building the rest of this exciting, you can look it up. It's the Mario Brothers Piranha Plant. Well, you'll see when it's finished too. Okay, a couple things I want to do. Move the microphone into this position here. That as close as possible. Step 2 is to log into my iPad. Give me a second here. on my Twitch account. That way I can, while I'm on the floor, I can see my chat. So we're going to do, let me go to my, got to make sure to turn my sound down here. Oh, sound is down. There I am. Perfecto. Perfecto. All right, I'm gonna take my coat off though. That is definitely coat is not needed for Lego building. And it's getting warm today. It's gonna be summer soon. It's gonna be hot summer. Okay, my camera here. This takes 1 second to get this into correct position. There we go. Position there. Very nice. Turn on my light. We're in the correct category. Take off my coat. Otherwise I'm gonna burn up to death. Got this here and switch my camera. I'm gonna switch my camera right now. To instrument only. There we go. Lego and brick building. You can hear me. Got my Diet Coke down here. I'm gonna set my camera up. Give me a second to properly get that in the right position here. All right. So what do we got here? I can see my thing there. There's that there. You don't need that right in the middle. All right. So what we started last time is we built the base and stem. This is the stem of the flower, and this moves a little bit so you can, because it's an articulating flower. You know, you can move it. Here's what's eventually going to look like when they're today. We're going to get started. We built 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bag 4 is the petals that go on the side here. Looks like they'll be kind of a fun little build. And they're probably going to be relatively symmetrical. Okay, we need to smooth this here. We need the light. Relatively symmetrical. I'd like to put this up a little bit here. Okay, so let's get to be where bag. Bag 4, perfecto. All right, yeah, basically we're going to build 2 of these flower petals. And they are symmetrical, I believe. Maybe not. All right, let's get started. We can put these pieces out, spread everything out so we can see them. All right, we're going to need 1 flat cover. One of these green pieces here. Okay, hold it that way. Place this here. Okay, we're going to need 2 of these. One goes on this side. And one goes on this side. Very nice. Okay, now we need 4 2x1s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of the hingies. Here's a hingy. It's like things that makes a hinge. Okay, so one of these there. One of these here. Like that. It's gonna go here. This goes here. Perfecto. And then this is gonna hold this like this. And that's gonna go there. Alright. So I'll make sure this is kind of a little bit further that way. Is that about the right positioning? It's gonna have to work. I think actually I want to do it a little more this way here. There we go. That'll be better for seeing what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. All right. So step 66. This book is falling apart, but we only need the one time. Okay. One of these. One of these. 2 of those. Okay. That's gonna go on top like that. And then these side pieces, we know will go like that. And then like that. Very nice. Well, let's see. Hold this piece like that. But it's gonna go like that. Right? That looks like the picture. Very nice. Okay, now 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of these. Here it is. All right, so do this kind of same thing over here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Open this up. Okay, so let's see. This is that way. This is gonna go kind of like that. A nice strong double hinge there. Still looks like the picture. Still looks like the picture. Okay, step 69. We are going to... Why does it still say I'm in the music category, by the way? I'm going to check something here. Well, I like being in the correct category. Well, there you go. Does that update my stream? Yeah, that updated to like, boy, it says like that stream category like 1 out of 3 times probably gets updated. I like being on the right category, darn it. Okay. But yeah, if you see me, by the way, if your signs are still here, you see me in the wrong category because I'm pretty, I do try to change. I do change category. It's just the interface within OBS that changes the category is very unreliable. I mean, it sometimes it changes the category and sometimes it doesn't. All right, what we need here? Yeah, I'm in the right category now, but I wasn't because I just was looking at my iPad. This one is going to be tricky. I mean, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? You can be in any category you want. I mean, the only one that's a problem is if I were accidentally in the hot tub category. Okay, here's what I want. 2 of these. Okay, this piece, this kind of dome, kind of triangular piece. 2 of these. But it's just frustrating because I set the correct category several times. And I changed it a bunch of times during the stream. And it would be nice if it just changed it reliably every single time. That'd be nice. But no. All right. Put these together. Okay. And then put this little dome guy on top of it. Like this direction. Whereas I guess it's kind of a roof tile. Again, these guys go on the side. This is all kind of similar. Again, we're making these 2 little leaves. And we're making 1 leaf side here. Okay. And then these are going to go facing like that. Like that. And then this is going to go here, like that. Okay, yeah, they're still, and then they articulate there. All right. All right, we're almost done with leaf number 1. Then we're going to have to go back and make leaf number 2. All right, we're going to need 1 of these, 2 of these. I think this is one of the ones this flower pot, I think I'm going to take it to the office, though, and it'll work well. I already have my Saturn V at the office. That's a huge Lego. So it's not like I don't have Lego at the office. Okay, and then 2 of these pieces, right? This one and this one. Okay, so starting here, holding those places like this. So we got a gripper. It goes in between them. Another one that goes here. And step 2. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter much. The Lego brick building category, by the way, is one of the newer categories. Just like a few months ago, there was just makers and builders, and there was no specific Lego category. But I still would like to be in our category. But now there's Lego, so okay, this goes there. Step 4, step 5. Okay, this goes on top or on the bottom of that. Good, cool. All right, it goes over that. Then this is going to go here to make that shape. They want that on the bottom to make that. So I think that's... Okay, let's see what they want us to do here. Step 70. Step 71. Okay, we're still working on this leaf, though. All right, we got the edges of the leaf to do. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have to do this whole thing again. And 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's see. 4 of these, they're going to have to build up like that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I mean, usually I don't even check what category I'm in. Right? And then this is going to go here. Oops, like that. It still opens. Yeah, okay, got it. So articulates, as they say. There we go. Just cause that to explode. All right, so this is kind of looking like a leaf. Oh, we got more stuff to do. Still looks like the picture is the important part. And it still kind of articulates in half there. Okay, so we have another one of these kind of rooftop pieces. And now we need these. 1 of these and 1 of these. These are going to be different pieces too. These are going to be symmetrical. Yes, perfect. Okay. So this piece is going to go here. This one's going to go here. Yes. And this one is going to go, it's like facing this way on here. To make that shape. Let me take this piece here. Put that one here. Or no, just there. Oh yeah, cool. Kind of like how the leaf articulates. That's how it's supposed to. It's actually really cool. All right, let's build another one. Okay. All right, so back to step 64 for the second leaf. All right, start with a flat one. This one. Just do these pretty quickly. We've done it before. These go on the side. This goes on the side. Get the hinge dude. Where's my hingy? There should be two of them in here. There's one of them. There's the other one. That's what these hingy things look like. Okay. All right, so this goes here. That's here. Hold this direction, right? Right, we gotta build up this piece. 1, 2 on that side, 2 on this side. 1, 2. Okay, and then that goes like this. Hold this like this. Place this like that. There we go. All right, that's the correct orientation. I already did this once, so yeah, I know what it looks like. Okay, now we take another one of these. This is that kind. And put the guys on the sides. One side, on the other side. And then that's going to go, let's see, hold this like this. And then this is going to go in like that. Right? And then the other piece, this one here, we're going to build that up. 1, 2, those. 2. 1, 2, there. All right, so let's see. Gotta make sure the orientation is right. Well, it's actually hard to get this wrong. Okay, so that articulates. It's a hinge. It's the leap. All right, let's do this. This one here. This one goes here. The little roof diamond piece. That's got an orientation. So let's do that the right orientation. All right, roof diamond is good. Now I got these pieces that go on the side. One there, one here. And that's gonna go. All right, and then these pieces go there, there. And that piece is gonna go here. Perfecto. Yep. Looks falling apart. It's not going to need too much further. All right, now we take one of these. Okay, so we start with this gripper goo dude. Let's see. Oops. He faces this way. Goes on the bottom. Other guy here goes on the bottom. All right. Step 3 is goes over top. Perfecto. And then we need one of these. One of these. That looks like that shape right there. It sure does. Okay. Then we have this piece here and that piece. They go on the bottom of it. There like that. And that gets stuck on here. Okay, there's your leaf. Okay, step 71 is 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Each of these goes on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then okay, facing the bottom. Let's see, one goes like that. One goes like this. It goes like that. Together. Perfect. So I've been watching that show with Natasha Lyonne called Poker Face. I don't know if people are watching that show. And the fifth episode just came out, and I watched. I think I watched the whole thing. But the weird thing is that it's hard to describe, but I don't think it has. It didn't end. The whole episode didn't really end in a way that I expected it to. I kind of want to watch it again and see if I missed the actual ending, or maybe I was just bored. It's a good show. All right, so I made two leaves, whatever's, and we are now going to attach them to the stem. Here's the stem. Okay, so let's see. It wants us to hold this. Okay, let's see. This is kind of that direction there. I don't think it matters too much because these will. Okay. Oh yeah, and then you push this. This is the thing that holds it, right? Okay. I think it wants us to put this in this way. Oh yeah. Okay, so that one goes that way. This one goes this way. And those are your posable leaves. Let's move on to bag number 5. This one goes over here. Extra piece. In case we need it. I have it. Bag number 5. Where's bag number 6? Bag number 6 is in there. All right. Bag number 5 and 6 will be the head. We'll take 2 bags. Or the flour, I guess. It could also be considered the head. So unlike green, it's all white and black. It's all white and red. There's a little bit of green. All right. Some funny colors in there. Mostly white and red. A lot of interesting stuff. It's going to be a fun build. Looking forward to it already. Okay. All right. We're going to build a lot of the... Probably not all. We'll have to see. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start with a red dowel that's that long. Okay, perfect. Now one of these. Perfect. Let's see. This is going to go in here. Perfect. We have a red one of these, and that's going to go here facing this way. Slide it down like that. Perfect. Step 77, take a red one of these, put that over it. It's actually pink, it's not red. But that's the only color, right? It's pink. Perfect. It goes in like that. Make that shape. Yep, that's what we got. Now, let's see. Okay, ooh. Interesting. Don't mess up and use the wrong piece. This is the wrong piece. Use the right piece. This is the right piece. Okay, got it. It's like telling you, a lot of people mess up here. Don't mess up. Thank you. Don't mess up. Okay, this goes on like that, in that orientation, correct? Yes, perfect. All right, now we're going to need one of these and 2 of these. I don't see them too often shapes. Right? Okay. So basically you put one of these through here and kind of double them up with one part sticking out. To make that shape there, right? That's the shape, that is. All right, so let's see, hold this way. Well, I guess we have to push that in like that. Make it fit in here. Yeah. Okay. Pretty tricky shape, so I'm double checking them every time. I got plenty of time. Got nothing going on this afternoon. I could even pour myself another Diet Coke if I needed to. I got plenty in the fridge to last the whole weekend. It's going to be a long weekend, too. All right, we need one of these and one of these. It's only green. This is probably going to be interior. Okay. Wow, this piece we're building is so complicated. I love it. Okay, this gets threaded onto here. Oh yeah, this gets put down into here. Like that to make that shape. We're still got everything lined up like it's supposed to. All right, one of these yellow thingies, right? These, I guess they're kind of yellow. And a red barrel. Okay, so this goes into the barrel. And then this goes in here. Like that. Alrighty, moving along. Okay, now also let's take another one of these. Which got it? Not got the correct piece. The correct piece goes over it. Not the wrong piece. Nope, this was the wrong piece. Oh no, sorry, it was the right piece. That goes in like that. Over there. Perfecto. It was the right piece. All right, one of these. It's gonna go now here. Space that out. Arg. This is definitely a complicated build, which I like. I love them. All right, so we're gonna need one of these 4 black dots the correct length. Where's that one gonna go? I think that one's gonna go in here. Like that to make this shape there. Looks good. Moving on to step 85. Okay, we're gonna need one of these. At the right length. It is. One of these. That's a funny shaped piece. Then one of these, even funnier shaped piece. I mean, these are funny shaped pieces. Okay, start with a red piece. Hold it like that. The yellow dowel goes in this hole. Cross shaped piece. And then this piece is going to go in this way to make that shape there. Okay. And that piece gets threaded onto the black piece that we just added here. I'm going to go with, yeah, that looks like this wacky shape here. All right, step 86. Again, we were building the Super Mario Brothers Piranha Plant. All right, one of this piece right here. Okay, hold this like this. This is going to go... Oof. I think they just want us to slide this on there. No. Let me look at this picture carefully. Yeah. Tricky. That's why they rarely do that, but they actually included 2. This has to move a little bit. They actually included 2 pictures so you know exactly what this is supposed to look like. But that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, moving on. All right, so now we're going to need this piece here. Yeah, that's that piece there. All right, it's going to go on the other side. This here, and kind of lock these pieces in. Now it looks pretty much exactly like the piece there, doesn't it? Oops. Yes. Still looks like the piece. Very good. All right. One of these is going to go here. And kind of lock this piece in, I think, here. Yeah, still moves. Very good. Now one of these. Right, that's the piece there. And that's going to go here. Wow. Nice. Yep, symmetrical piece for step 89. We've used everything we're supposed to use. All right, so now we're going to need 2 of these. 1, 2. This guy here. Uh-oh. This guy here. So let's see. First step, put this in through here. Right? And put the barrel over. Okay, barrel is over. And then the pink thing goes over over that. No, this wants us to do that a total of 2 times. So this one goes in through here. That, and then this barrel goes over that. And then this pink one goes over that. Hold that kind of barrel in there. Okay, so I believe we made the 2 pieces that we're supposed to make. 2 of them. All right, now we got to figure out where they're going to go. Let's see. According to this, it should kind of squeeze in like that. And further down even. All right. Yep, perfecto. This is definitely one of these builds where you don't want to have to start over though, so I'm trying to do these reasonably carefully. All right, now we got these little things, these little paddle dudes. 1, 2, actually they're like propellers almost. Let's see, but they're going to be teeth. You can tell these are going to be teeth of the part of the plant here. They're nice and sharp and nasty and scary and white. Let's see, this one goes on that direction. This one goes on this direction. And this one's good. So this is basically what we're making is the jaw of the plant, I think. It still looks like the picture. Yeah, it sure does. Okay. All right, next thing we're going to need is these weird pink pieces. There's one of them there. There's one of them here. That goes there. And then this goes in the middle. Maybe this is the tongue. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, step 93. All right, okay, I've used those pieces. All right, so we're going to need 3. 1, 2. No, wait, one of these. Right? Yeah. One piece that looks like that. One piece that looks like that. And 2 of these spaghetti curvy penne pieces. Oh, and one of these. Okay, now we've got all the pieces we need. All right, so we start with this piece. This is going to go in here, okay? Then the red one goes on this side. Very good. And then we connect these 2 together like that. Very good. And the black one goes in here. And then this goes over here, right? This goes on top of that. Make that shape. Perfecto. Okay, so now it wants us, ooh, this could be tricky. This goes back like that. I don't think we're too tricky. It wants us to put it in the center one, right? Of those possibles, yeah. Perfecto. Next step is step 94. We got a whole nother bag after this, but we're making good time on this one. Okay. This piece here, red dowel in that direction there. Another one of the curvy pieces next to it. Black dowel there. And another one of these situations here. And this one's gonna go, okay, is that what it's supposed to look like? Yeah, same thing basically. And that one's gonna go here. Again, we're making kind of the bottom, I think, or the top. Hard to say. It's back exactly what it's supposed to look like. Moving on. Step 95. Okay, another put aside because we're building a subassembly. All right. One of these. Start with this and put it in there. Okay, now we want one of these. How's this? Okay, hold this in this direction and put this in like that. According to this, yep, that's what it's supposed to look like. And we have 2 of these. And 2 of these kind of clampy gripper things. All right, holding this in this orientation. One goes in one side, the other goes in the other side. Right? And then this goes connected to that one. this piece is going to be like that, right? It sure is. Okay, step 97 is complete. Step 98. One of these, two of these, right? Oof. One of these, another one of these, and then a funny looking piece. There it is, this piece right here. Perfecto. All right, so start with a funny piece. Put two of these barrels on. 1, 2. Okay, very nice. And then these are gonna squeeze in here, one on one side, one on the other side, right? All right, so holding this piece like that, this is gonna go in like that. Oh, it snaps right in. Very nice. Okay. Gotta love that snap. All right, this piece we're gonna need here. It's gonna go in like this. To make step 99 look good. Step 99 looks pretty good. Okay. Step 100. There's this piece here. So carefully wants us to place this in that direction, I believe. We'll move it all the way down. It's the right piece, right? Okay. Step 101. We're going to have this piece go where? Here. Facing that way and push it all the way down? Yeah, I guess so. Alright, then we have this piece and this piece. Now they're going to first push that one on there. And push this one down here. Thread that onto there to make that shape. So far, so good. Alright, we need another tooth. Here's a tooth. This tooth is going to face down on here. Right? Still looks good. Step 104. One of these and two of these. So we're gonna start with this facing that direction. This goes there. This one over it. And make sure that looks like that piece right there. It does. Alright, so how's that gonna fit on here? I think it fits on like this. Let's just see if it fits on to make this shape here. Yep, I'm gonna go with it. Alright, another one of these pieces here. That should fit on this way, right? Fit over that piece there. Looks good. Very nice. Yeah, still looks like the right piece. All right, one of these is gonna go in here. Facing that way. Very good. Step 107. All right. We're gonna need, let's see, one of these, one of these, one of these. Perfect. Okay. So let's see. This goes into here. Holding this piece like that. This is going to go in there. Holding this piece like that. That's going to go in here. And this piece is going to go onto the side. So that's going to, we'll have to figure out how to get all these to fit in here. Okay, that one fits there. This one's going to fit here. That one's going to fit there. So I'll have to undo it, but that looks pretty good. Yeah, very nice. Moving along. All right, we're gonna need two teethy thingies. All right, they're gonna go facing downwards, right? Facing this way. Oh, I messed up. put this tooth in the wrong direction. We're going to have to take some things apart here. That's fine. Easy enough to do. I just have to do it kind of carefully here. This tooth needs to go this direction to be correct. Duh. Okay. Just a little bit of going backwards. Not too bad though. That piece goes there. Like that shape. Now the tooth is facing the right direction. Let's go back here. This piece has to be facing the right direction though. Yeah, this one here. That goes like that. Perfect. Alright. Oops. Messed up here a little bit. This piece goes on like that. Okay. And the other tooth. Now I got all the tooth facing the right directions. Perfect. Yeah, I should have checked that earlier. It's fine. It happens. Okay, we got one of these things and one of these things that goes into here. They're symmetrical, and then this is going to go into this piece here. That kind of moves a bit, but that's fine, I believe. It's supposed to move. Okay, step 110. Right, it's supposed to move it like that. Oof, okay. So now we've got to marry these pieces together. This should be interesting. So it wants us to kind of click this into this, like I think it click and click. Perfect. Yeah, glad I got the teeth in the right orientation. But yes, it's click. It clicked. I'll have to see. Let's keep moving. I think I got it right so far. It's looking not too bad. All right, we got one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these. One of these. Let's put these shit together. Okay, hold this like this. That goes in here. Okay, we're almost done with this bang here. The red one goes in here. The other curvy piece goes on the red piece. That curviness there. The black one's going to go on this side. We're going to do two of these. That piece goes onto here, and then those go onto the black piece. Let's make this shape here, right? Perfecto. Where's that going to go? Okay. Ooh, okay. That is going to fit in, again, the middle one of these. Like that. Okay, yes, it's looking something really good actually. Okay, this piece, the red dowel goes into there. Make another one of these curvy guys. Curvy piece here. That dowel goes on this side of this one. This piece and this piece go on top of each other and then go onto here easily enough. Then that one's gonna get mounted symmetrically, of course. Perfecto. To make a teeth. These are kind of the jaws. We've got a lot to go. Do we finish? Jeez, we got some extra pieces here, but I think we're okay. So far, it does definitely look like the picture. If we need them, I got them right here. Alrighty, we're on the final construction time. Yay! These are all sorts of really interesting pieces that you're only going to find in this kit. You know what I mean? I have a feeling, which is fine. But a bunch of those specialty pieces. A few random sterile standard pieces, but mostly fancy pieces. All right, 6. So first we're going to build the lower half of the flower. Okay, start with this. Add this piece to it. To form that piece, we're going to need 2 of these yellow dudes. And they're going to go that way, facing that way, with their holes facing that way. We need this piece here. Going to go in like that. That's looking good. Step 118, we're going to need one of these, and this piece here. Okay, hold this like that. The red one goes in the middle piece there. And this one goes on top of it. Oh, there. Like that. And then that's going to go underneath like that. To make that kind of weird shape. Perfect. All right, one of these. And one of these. And this is going to get stacked on top, I guess. There, make that shape. Okay, step 120. You need 2x1 and one of these curvy things. Okay, that's going to go here. Hard. And this one's going to go like that. Let's make this shape here. Perfecto. Moving along. Okay, so now we need one of those pieces. That's going to go here. That. Very nice. Now 2 more of these pieces. Okay, they're going to go on the sides. Very cool. 1 and 2. Oh dear. I done messed up. It's fine. I didn't mess up. It's just this particular shape is a little. It's not really. I mean, they'll hold together, but it doesn't have the strength of a shape that's been kind of. It's fine. It's what it's supposed to look like. So just have to be careful while building it. There we go. Okay, so now we need these big apple sections. And apparently there are 2 different ones. There's one with 1 round thing and one with 2. So we need 2 of the ones with 1 and 2 of the ones with 2. So I have the right numbers. Okay, so from here, let's see. This one, it wants us to put this one here like this. The 1 is there. I don't know if it matters too much. I think these, maybe it does. This one's going to go here. Like that. And the last one's going to go in here. Like that. And does it look correct? What I can tell. Yeah, it kind of doesn't. They want us to do it this way, I think. And the 1 here. And a 2 back here. I don't think it matters too much. But I'm trying to make it look like the picture. Yeah, actually they do kind of say yes. They want it to look like this. Got it. Okay. Let's see. So one of these is going to go in here. This will hold everything together, which is nice. Right now it's, yeah. Now it's clicked together. Now it's strong. Okay, turn upside down. Face this way. We need this piece here to fit in here. Okay, like that. Okay. 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 of these. 1, 2. Got all the pieces I need. All right, I'm gonna stack this on top of each other, and then let's see, holding this like this. Put these like that. I guess that works. Okay, stack these together. And holding them like that. This this piece is going to have to go over that. Okay, so I made 2 of these. They're going to go one here. Yes, and one here. Okay, is that the right position for these guys? It sure is. Perfect. Just checking against the picture. All right, moving on. Step 127. I'll take a short break. Oh, actually, no, we're almost done. I'm not gonna take a break. We're gonna power through. All right, 2 of these. 1, 2, and they're gonna go. Let's see, right next to here, right, and tucked in there. So it should be there. Okay, those fit in perfectly. Very nice. All right, 2 of these. 1, 2, and 2 of these. 1, 2. Okay, so pointing like this direction. It wants one of these here. One of these. Oh, that's not the right one. One of these here. Right? Looks like the right place. This is a hard one to get in there. It is. But this is going to go. That one's kind of tricky. Here. Here. Right, looking like the picture still. We'll keep going with it. All right, so now what does it want us to do? Take this piece here. Okay, it says this does what? Goes in here? Oh, it does. Okay, so this little piece just it fits in perfectly. I think I've constructed it correctly, or it would not have done its little thing there. It's showing us how it should look. It looks good to me. I'm going to move on. Okay, so let's see. First, it wants us to take one of these, put this over the end, this cover cap over there, rotate it like this. Okay, there might be a couple of these different dowels here, right? Oh no, it just goes like this. Right? Like that. 1 to 1. Perfect. Yep, they made a special picture because it's a little funny. But this will help. These will lock these 2 pieces that I just married together. This little key piece here, so. Is it the right orientation, right? This is. Oops. There it goes. Okay. All right. I think this will fit together. Just give it a little bit of pushiness. And it does. Now it holds. It does hold everything together perfectly. That little lock piece locked everything in. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to build the top. Or then won't be done. Let's see. We start with this. We're going to add this piece facing that direction. Okay, we need a gray piece here facing that way, right? Perfect. And this yellow one here facing this way. Very nice. Okay, one of these pieces goes on the top. Leave it on. Looks good. Okay, we're going to need this one, and this one. Okay, so this little red guy goes in the middle. And this guy goes on top of it. Make it nice and oriented correctly. And that's going to go under here. Okay, very nice. Now we need the white and the green. White goes over these. And this goes over that shape. It is. Okay. Getting closer. One of these and one of these. So let's see. This piece is going to go like here. This piece is going to go like here. Make that shape there. Everything still looks good. All the things, holes are in the correct orientation. Moving on to 100 step 38. All right, yeah, this is kind of where it gets a little tricky. That piece is going to go here, right? All these there. And then these are all like wing pieces. There. 1, 2, 3 of these wings. All right, that looks perfect. Okay. And it does the same thing where it wants us to do, okay, facing this way. The dude with here's a dude with 2 pieces. With 2 circles. One goes there. One goes like this. This one's gonna go Chumlee. Arg. So I'll get that locker piece on and everything will stay on much nicer. There's a little locker piece at the top. Locker piece on the top. Oh. I have a problem. Oh, a little problem. This piece is just a little, this is definitely the trickiest part to build. It just takes some subtlety of holding things on. Because it doesn't want to stay on. It doesn't want to stay, like these pieces are barely on. That's fine. This is just the tricky part right here. Okay, just gonna make sure everything is on the bottom. Everything is pushed in. There you go. Okay, there we go. Hold this in. Oof. Push it in on the bottom. All right. Oof. Hold this right on the top. Well, I'll get it. I'll get it in a second, though. There we go. All right. It just takes a little bit of cajoling, but once this top piece is on, it's all perfect. It's not going to fall apart anymore. All right. Upside down. We're going to build this out again. This piece gets you, and everything piece we add to it makes it even stronger. Get 2 of these. And 2 of these. Let's see. One of these is going to go here. One of these is going to go here. And then these pieces are going to go cornering on it, right? Yes. Very good. There. And this piece is going to go here. To make that shape there. Yes. 144. Okay. Still more pieces though, right? Alright, so 144. How is this going to go on? Oh, I think I see it. It goes in there. Like this. Yes. And then we can build another key to lock it in place. And then we're done. I think I missed something though. When did I need those pieces? Right? Did I miss something? I don't think so, maybe not. Yeah, okay, moving on. Let's see. This piece here. This piece here is we're almost done. That piece is going to go on the end of it there. Then we have that cap to put there. And then this piece is going to go in the middle, right here. Right like that. And then this piece is going to go in like there. To lock that piece on. Oh! All right. And now we finally, let's see, holding this piece just want to make sure I get in the right direction. Yeah, it wants us to place this that direction. Kind of move this forward. Hold this way. And snap this piece in here. Actually, I'm going to take this out. Perfect. That just sits in here. What are you supposed to do with these? It shows you putting them back here like this, and then using the secret thing to make them come out, but I'm not exactly sure why it wants you to do that. Again, there's a trapdoor at the bottom. See, it's showing, okay, look, it's showing that, look, I'm just saying what it's showing. Taking these pieces, putting them in there like that, they kind of click in, and then you push this little button here, and the trapdoor opens and they fall out, which is what he's doing in this picture. I mean, it's working as intended. I'm just not sure what the intention is. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, the head doesn't really stay. It's pretty heavy, but I think that's intention. That's the intention. But the yeah, these open and close a lot. They're articulated, and the leaves move around. It's pretty cool. If you can kind of see, I'm gonna move up to the desk and move away. So I'll show you some stuff I've been working on from the desk. But I gotta stretch my legs for a second. I'll put this up here. That was really cool, though. I think, yeah, this is definitely going to my office. Some decoration there. I mean, office, not my home office. Oh, give me a second. My legs get really sore from sitting, and it literally takes me 30 seconds to learn to walk again. Alrighty, let me just out of here. Don't need that anymore. Turn off my light. Don't need that anymore. This I can bring up here. Give me a second. I'm just gonna move things around. It goes here. I can move my camera. Base cam only. That was, I mean, as you guys know, I enjoy the Legoing. I had a good time. I picked this up last week. It was really an impulse purchase, being that it was on sale. And I just thought it was a really cool kind of different kit. I think I put the spots and stuff together the way they're supposed to be on the thing, in the picture, but I'll double check that. But anyway, you've got it opens and closes, the mouth opens and closes, you got the teeth there. The stem moves back and forth to some extent, and then the leaves are fully kind of articulating in a way, although they're also kind of they kind of work. It's pretty wild, but it's hard to describe, but it's really cool and shiny, and of course it's got that once you get all the pieces together, it's kind of heavy. You know, so yeah, what I was saying is you can't really see it too much, but they give you these two yellow things. I was like, what are these for? They're like little coins. I guess the idea is you're supposed to use it as a coin bank. So you put coins in the bank, you can kind of hear them fall in. Oh, dang it. You put the coins in. There's a coin, another coin in the back. And then, oh no, what happened? There's a secret button you push. It opens it up. It opens at the bottom there. So yeah, so now I know kind of what the intention was. You put things in the top there, and they come at the bottom. I don't know if I did that well, but I don't know. Maybe your stash or something. I don't know. I'll put these coins in there and just leave them in there. But it definitely has kind of a slot there for like coins or something. They always trying to do weird multiple things like the Lego cat I have over there has a little secret has a little secret. It's right there. But my Lego Tuxedo cat, which is a great kit, much more complicated than this one, has like a secret door where you can keep your stash. That you have to have built the kit to know that there's a secret door there. It's not visible normally. Let's see what's going on here. Anybody streaming? Not really. Doesn't matter. People are rerunning. A lot of people are streaming. Now, I just want to mention I've been streaming for 3 hours and 11 minutes. Oh my God. It's so funny. I'm like, this is streaming for 11 hours or 3 hours. Well, 11. Streaming since 11:30 to 2:30. It's a long time. Probably the rest of the streams, because so much of it was Lego. Hi, nobody. Hi, Dan. Secret bank to keep your Twitch bits. Yeah, that'd be nice. As I say, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many bits. You kind of see it's really cool though that you can kind of see the bottom there, and it kind of opens up, and it's always cool how they. Oh, almost destroyed the whole thing. It's always cool how they come up with some kind of secret that's fun that you have to build the kit. But again, it has this vibe of Little Shop of Horrors to me, as well as obviously a Little Shop of Horrors. The Audrey 2, which is the name of the plant, is green. It's not red and white like that, but it's like still a plant that has that kind of one flower that comes out and eats your head off. That's Audrey 2 in the Little Shop of Horrors. Anyway, I'm gonna play with it later. Make sure it's fun. Make sure I'm having a good old time. But thanks for coming by again. There will be another stream yet again tomorrow, the day after that. It won't be Lego building because I don't have any more Lego. I do, but I'm not gonna do it. But there will be a Microsoft Flight Simulator segment. I don't know where we're gonna go, what kind of plane. We might find my Bugatti at my ranch. My new Bugatti plane at my new ranch. Yeah, really, a Mario Kart race. Yeah, no, it's the Piranha Plant is a feature of both the Mario Kart and also the regular jumpy Mario Brothers, right? There's a plant that's kind of dangerous. You jump on it and it's the plant that, right? Isn't it the plant? You jump on it and then it disappears and then you can jump into the vase, and go into another level, right? Isn't that? I don't really remember Super Mario Brothers all that well. But it's a keep playing. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that to the office. It's going to be fun. All right. So I'm going to say goodbye for today. I had a wonderful time. I streamed for like 3 hours. I did my I did my brain games. Hey, I did pretty good on the brain games. So if you want to watch the VOD or watch on YouTube, you can see me kicking ass at the trivia games today. But the brain games will be happening tomorrow. Those are daily new things. There's going to be doing the Quartles. There's this new game called Revelation or Reveal or something like that. And I've been enjoying the brain games. And then of course I play guitar, so tomorrow's music stream will be me dragging the piano in from right over there, sitting right down and doing a fantastic whatever it is. Excuse me, Ken's Piano Lounge stream. Excuse me. Something in my throat. Better now. So again, I had a great time. We're gonna do it all again tomorrow. It won't be a 3-hour stream. It'll be like a 2-hour stream. But I will have a good time, and I'm looking forward to Mistress Mord streaming from Rotterdam. Oh, look who's on! Liv Sticks is on. How long has she been on? 1 hour and 46 minutes. She's fishing in Pennsylvania. She's a good friend of mine. I'm not gonna rate anybody though. I'm just gonna say goodbye. Diet Coke. Yeah, no, it is. It is a miracle cure. I have completely. I have completed my one full Diet Coke of the day. It's amazing I can kind of stretch it out for the 3 hours. But it's still good. All right, I got to go. I'm going to run my little outro. And again, tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, same time I always start. We'll see you again. We'll do it again. Thanks for coming by. Dan, good to see you as always. And see you next time, hopefully.